Okay, we apologize. We went off air. I don't know what happened there, but I do apologize. So let's try to play catch up because I'm only given 30 minutes to do the show. So let's try to start from the beginning and just do a fast forward. Today we're speaking about the execution of 22-year-old Stephon Clark, who was executed by two Sacramento, California police officers on March 18, 2018, shortly after 9 p.m. when a 911 call came in. Individual alleges that there was an individual who was vandalizing and breaking in vehicles. Two police officers responded to the scene. The first time you hear the officers is when one says that he just broke out a window in a vehicle. Well, we never saw that. We never heard any glass, so if he did that we didn't see. Okay, so a chase begins. And it ends up in the back of someone's backyard. That someone happens to be the individual who's running from the police officer's grandmother. And she did an interview a while back where she said she remembered that night well. She was sitting at her desk when she heard the shots, all 20 to be exact. Upon hearing the shots, she immediately dropped to the ground and started crawling. She went to the other room to check on her 7-year-old granddaughter who was asleep on the sofa. She woke her up, told her what was going on. They crawled to go and check on her husband, who was okay. Police finally arrives. They've been there for some hours now, she says. And during the time that they're there, she does not know that there is a dead body in her backyard. Once the police advise her that there's a dead body in her backyard, she's also advised not to go in her backyard and do not look out of your window. That would be a command that she quickly disobeyed. But before she disobeyed that command, she told the officers, "You all better not have killed my grandson. My grandkids come in and out through that backyard." And when she went and she pulled the curtain back, she screamed. She saw her 22-year-old grandson, Mr. Clark, face down in a pool of blood, dead. His iPhone laying right next to him. And she immediately told him, "You all murdered my grandson." And that's exactly what happened. There are so many shootings of unarmed black men. And so many officers, regardless to race, that they was classified as doing their job. We found no criminal activities whatsoever. In other words, it's a homicide, but it's a justifiable homicide. Well, the way to quickly clear yourself as a police officer is to use police language. I feared for my life. I feared for the safety of others. That's just police language. Does it mean that they really thought that? Not necessarily. The police officer said that they thought he had a gun. If you cannot tell the difference between an iPhone and a pistol, your ass don't need to be on the police force. Once chased into his grandparents' backyard, 23 seconds, his life came to an end. The officer said when other officers arrived that he was coming towards us in an aggressive manner with his hand out like this. Watch the tape, it's on my page. He never did. You saw a figure, but you didn't see him. He has an iPhone, and you say he pointed the gun at you. Why would I point a cell phone at you and it's not a damn gun? Doesn't make any earthly damn sense. One officer yells, "He's got a gun." 3 seconds later, "Gun, gun, gun!" 5 shots. They pause. Boom, 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 boom. 15 more shots total. The coroner's office said he was hit 7 times. His family didn't believe that, so they hired an independent medical examiner to come in, and he disputed that report. Said no, he was hit 8 times. The first time he was hit in his knee, a non-lethal shot. So, which means where you saw him standing at, and you could really barely see him. Keep that in mind. You could really barely see him. Where he was standing at when the first bullet hit him, he begins to come forth. So the rest of the shots entering in through the right side of his back, it can only have happened with him going down, or when he hit the ground, boom, 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 that they shoot him. And they don't stop. After they shoot him, I've watched the video over and over again. One officer to the other. You all right? Yeah, I'm not hit. I'm good. Well, if he's hit, either he shot his damn self or the other cop shot him, because Mr. Clark did not have a weapon. How could he be hit? For 6 minutes, Stephon Clark laid there bleeding to death. They never approached him. Never approached him. And if you're paying attention to what I'm saying, you also realize I have never said that the police identified themselves as police officers. I didn't say that because they did. Until after he was dead. About 6 minutes to be exact. But he's dead. You still do not approach him to render aid. You wait until backup comes. Another 3 minutes. Lost. Sir, are you okay? You need help? We want to get the paramedics here, but we don't know if, and this is a female officer, we don't know if you're okay or if you have a gun. We can't approach you if you have a gun. He's dead. You can approach him, he's dead. And he's unarmed. So when they finally approach him, one of the officers responding to the backup call saw CPR. Useless, he's dead. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, when the officers, the two that are involved, walk away from the scene, we've shared that video on our Facebook page, Injustice Investigations News. When these two officers walk away from the crime scene, both of them mute their cameras. So, what they talked about, we'll never know. We'll never know. But if you ask old smart mouth me, they talked about how to cover it up because they fucked up. They told the officers, well, he was coming towards us. And he had his hand out like this, pointing at us. And so we shot because we thought he had a gun. I'm tired of hearing, I thought he had a gun. I'm tired of hearing, I feared for my life. If you're that damn scary, you shouldn't be a police officer. If you cannot distinguish a gun from a cell phone, you shouldn't be a police officer. Police officers go through all kind of training. Loud music. They got to run in a little maze and stuff like that. You know, got people over here and people over there. And so they're trained to be in disturbing, loud situations to make sure that they do not hit an innocent bystander, to make sure that they don't kill or shoot the wrong person. And keep in mind, cops are trained to kill, not wound. Kill, not wound. Black lives in the United States does not matter. And I'm going to say it again. Black lives in the United States does not matter. And these two officers are now back on the force. Desk duty, but they're back on the force. This is an outright killing. They executed this man who was unarmed. Eight bullets went in him. The coroner said 7. Independent medical examiner said they lied. 8 bullets went in. They fired 20 rounds. And he laid there bleeding to death 6 minutes, and they did not approach him. They did not approach him. Now keep in mind, both of these officers have over 5 years of law enforcement experience with them. So, I think you should have experience enough. You should be well trained by now to know not to act too soon. But if it's a black person, we don't give a damn. Shoot, kill, we'll deal with the repercussions later from the media and the family. But they don't mean a damn thing because we're going to do what we want to do. Here's what needs to happen. We focus too much attention on the police department. We have to start addressing the laws that govern the police officers that get away with executing unarmed black men just because they was black and nearby. No police department on the planet should be allowed to investigate their own. No police officer should ever be placed, I'm going to say it again, no police officer should ever be placed on paid administrative leave when they are the focus of an investigation. If they win their case, you give them their back pay, and we go on with life. There's no need for them to go on with business as usual, and somebody has lost their life, or there's some brutality cases here that we're looking at. You're not going to get paid while this is under investigation. Black men are executed just like you taking out the damn trash. Big deal, get rid of them, we're done. And it shouldn't be that way. But it is that way. And they will eventually come out and they're going to tell you, if they hadn't already done it, we know you're going to protest. That's your right. But let it be a peaceful protest. And that makes no earthly damn sense to me because you keep sending someone out to speak to black America and said be peaceful in your protest while you keep killing our damn young men, like it's nothing. But you want us to be peaceful. Bullshit. It's time out for, as I said the other day, going to Walmart, buying permanent markers and poster boards saying no justice, no peace. Throw that shit in the trash. That's not going to get it. Praying is not going to get it. We need a new approach to the injustice and the murders that black men are receiving in this damn country. White folks laugh at your ass when you get out there in March, because I laugh. That ain't going to do a damn thing. That may have worked back then. This is a new day. This is a new day. That DA, that low-down, dirty wench, needs to be resigned. She needs to quit. Resign, quit, leave, be fired, go. Those two officers, I'll be damned if they will be receiving a damn paycheck. Sad singing and slow driving for a family, and your ass still collect a check, and you killed an unarmed, hear me now, you killed an unarmed black man that you could really not see what he had in his damn hand, but you holler, gun, gun, gun! And you unload on him 20 damn times, hitting him 8 times. And then you go into his cell phone and say, well, we think what happened was he was into a domestic situation with his fiance, and he had been drinking and smoking and all that stuff, and then he sent us a text and stuff because he was just suicidal. So we're looking at it as suicide by cop. Do you think I'm fucking stupid? Now, there might be some people out there that believe that bullshit, but I don't believe it. And that's what really pisses me off, along with you killing an innocent man, is that you come and you talk to us and tell us bullshit like this is back in slavery time and we're not educated and we're not thinking for ourselves now. Whatever you tell black America, they got to go with it. Bullshit. And some of you all that are watching this video, I thank you for watching. But we have to realize this here. Some of us are to blame. Because we've taken too much. We're too damn relaxed. We got too many happy niggas in the country. We're going to march. We're going to rally. We're going to hold hands and pray until the next execution of a black man. Bullshit. It's time out for that. I'm walked out and I'm talked out and I'm not praying no more. Because it's not working. While you're walking and talking and praying, another black man is being executed just because his mother gave birth to him. Laws needs to be addressed that govern police officers and keep them with their jobs when they execute unarmed, innocent black people. Now let's look at a law here. Sacramento police officers can use deadly force not only as a last result, but also if an officer reasonably believes there is a threat. When you go and you watch the video, remember what I told you. Not just deadly force, but they believe it is a reasonable threat. And when you watch that video, you tell me what the threat was at. You tell me where you can say, I reasonably believe that there was a serious threat and deadly force. I really believe that we had to do that. Because Mr. Clark was coming at us in an aggressive manner. That's bullshit! And while he laid down, you just pumped bullets in it. Well, we can't go up and approach him now because we don't know if he has a gun. Well, I don't guess it matters a goddamn because he know y'all got some. You done executed him, but you don't want to go up to him because you don't want to render aid to him. Just let him die. I'm going to have to go a little longer because I'm late going back home. Because he's dead, and you don't give a damn. That's why you didn't approach. For 6 minutes, he laid there in his grandmother's backyard, bleeding to death with his iPhone laying next to him. And then you have the audacity to come and say, I saw the video, and I believe it was reasonable force. It was murder. 23 seconds after entering into his grandparents' backyard, he was dead. It's gotten to a point to where white, racist America take black America for jokes. And I guess part of it because we don't do a damn thing about it. We march and rally, and then that's it. We sing our Negro songs, and then a few months later, we go back to business as usual. People, we got to quit the bullshit. We have to take the bullet for this one ourselves because we keep accepting the shit. A person can only do what you continue to allow them to do. It has to come. It has to stop. Praying ain't stopping it. History will always be your best teacher. Go back and look at how many damn times we prayed that this will not happen again. And guess what? It happened again. It happened again. The New York Times did a great piece on this. They talked about how after Mr. Clark had fallen to his hands and knees, how they just stopped. I mean, they couldn't stop shooting him. They continued to shoot him. They continued to shoot him. Miss Chapman just says, hello, Washington from Shreveport, Louisiana. Tell it like it is happening. Amen. We got some issues in Shreveport that we're going to have to start addressing too. When she made that post, it made me think of something. Because Shreveport police officers are beginning to get out of hand. And we're not going to tolerate it. We're going to stop it before it goes too far. Because if you let something go for too long and it gets out of control, it's hard to get it back right. So before it goes there, we got to address it and we got to stop it. White people, black people, whoever you are, you may not give a damn about our young men. Whether they're sagging or wearing a suit and a tie, they're still our young men, and somebody still loves them. We're just not going to keep letting you execute black men that are unarmed and use police language to get away with it. And when prosecutors fail to prosecute, they must be removed. When prosecutors fail to prosecute killer cops, they must be removed. It's extremely hard to get a grand jury to indict a cop on killing a Negro. They just don't see it as anything wrong. Another nigger off the street is the way that they see it. 3 minutes passed after the shooting before officers, somebody had to write this down. 3 minutes passed after the shooting before the Sacramento police officers identified themselves as police officers. 3 minutes passed. Oh, by the way, with the police, you see my point? They don't give a damn. They have backup. Whatever the law says, the courts are going to go with that. People go into the courtroom every day, especially cops, and raise their right hand and solemnly tell the truth. That's my left hand. To solemnly tell the truth. And they tell a damn lie. And the cop that comes behind them will echo that lie. And the DA will sit, and the police chief and the others will sit and do damage control. Now, how do we deal with this here? What do we tell the public the reason for the two officers both muting their body cameras after walking away from the crime scene? How do we fix that? This having technical issues. That's all that is. You know that is. You can't just tell us. You can't piss on our backs and tell us it's raining. We're not going for it. 22-year-old man, life comes to an end. And you want to do character assassination by going into his phone and saying he had some issues with his fiance. Well, goddamn, don't we all? He had a drink. Okay, some of us do. I just got through having a damn drink before coming on air. But listen, we can't let you use that to scandalize his name and say he was a bad actor, and then he sent us a text too. It was a suicide mission he was on. Well, no goddamn suicide mission he was on. You all are on your own mission. Operation Eliminate the Black Man by any means necessary, and the state got your back. Laws must be addressed that govern police officers that kill unarmed, innocent black men. Now, watch this. The first shot is to his left leg, non-lethal. 6 shots, right side of his body, all to the back. Broke his ribs, fractured his spine, punctured his heart and lungs. We don't know how long it took him to die from that. But even if paramedics had arrived sooner, he probably wouldn't have survived. Now you ask yourself, did it take all of those bullets for an unarmed black man? Did it take all of those bullets? It did. It did. If you are that damn scary as a police officer, you shouldn't be a police officer. But I don't believe it's scary. That badge and that gun on their hip gives them a legal right to execute a nigger and go back to work the next day, business as usual. And I'm tired of it. What's worse than this case, not the many others that we know about, what's worse than this case is all the other cases of innocent, unarmed black men being executed by cops that has no publicity. They're buried and it's over with. That's what's worse than this and the ones that we know about. Michael Brown. Muscat husband, Shreveport, Louisiana, shot, 15 times. They saw him on the cell phone in a car They saw him on the cell phone in the car. At nighttime, headlights behind the possible. Yeah, I go up there. Pulls up into a well-lit store. Get out with that same phone. They said, "That's a gun! Boom!" How could you identify it as a cell phone in the car? But you identify it as a damn gun in the light. Just because you see something in a police report, that don't mean they're telling the damn truth. The police departments across this country does not have a good report with black people. Don't. I don't believe a damn thing a cop said. I question everything a police officer says. They have backup, and it's up to us to stop the bullshit. We should not let miles, cities, and states separate us from what's going on. Because every time we don't address one injustice, one unjustifiable homicide that they call justifiable homicide, it leaves the door open for more to come. And it just keeps coming, and it keeps coming, and it keeps coming. You killed this man. 2 children left without their father. I watched his fiancée. She could barely speak the other night. She could barely speak. And his mother. She simply said, "They executed my child." And she didn't lie. It was an execution. Just like Michael Brown's was. And many others. It's an execution that is going to happen again. We're waiting on the government. We're waiting on the government to address this and fix this. A system that has never been for you, written for you, cannot possibly want to help you. That's not the way it works. So, instead of waiting on the damn government and Republicans and Democrats and other officials to address this and get it fixed, I think the ball's in our court. We got to fix it. And we got to start addressing the laws that protect cops. We've been focusing in the wrong area. While you all are watching me, somebody in the United States, black, is being gunned down. He's unarmed, but he's being gunned down by a police officer. And want a damn thing be done, especially if he doesn't get any publicity. When they said there would be no criminal charges the other day, I had to sit down. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Yes, that's someone was telling me about Marcus Hudspeth. That was at that Circle K. Yes, it was Circle K. You remember? Yes. I just want to know what video she watched. I want to know what video she watched because the video that I watched, nothing was in the defense for officers. It was at least 5 critical wrong moves the police made. And I'm not going to tell you what they are. Watch the video. And you tell me what you think they are. At least 5. At least 5 critical errors deliberately done by the police when they executed a 22-year-old unarmed black man. All he had was his cell phone in his hand. So, my wife and I, we get into an argument. She texts something ugly. I text something ugly. We all have done that. We shouldn't, but we all have done it. And for the most part is that when someone is hurting, they try to get you to feel some of the pain that they're feeling. But I'd be damned if you go inside of that person's cell phone and you're going to use their personal life to justify you ending their life. That's character assassination to cover your ass up. There's no way to do damage control here. You cannot defend absolute wrong. There is no defense for it. It's not. Black people, we got to wake up. We got to stop sleeping with our eyes open. It's open season, and it's been that way for a long time. And I promise you this here, it's going to get worse before it gets better. They don't give a damn about you marching, holding up a sign saying no justice, no peace, because I laugh at that bullshit myself. They don't give a damn about no rallies. They don't give a damn about no Reverend Al Sharpton coming. They don't give a damn about the NAACP. They don't give a damn about that shit. It's up to us to change what's been going on for so long. The criminal justice system is not broken. It was designed the way it is. So everything is going accordingly. Mr. Clark was not your child. And he wasn't mine. But the way I look at it, your child is my child. And my child is your child. We just can't keep letting them do it. And keep getting away with it. And they laugh at us. And the more police officers are excused in such a crime as this, you know what that does? They poke their chest out a little more. And when other cops come on the force, the new ones, the rookie, shit, I can't wait to knock a nigga off. Because they're protected. The police needs to be policed. Independent agencies should investigate police shootings. I don't know how in the hell you can let the police investigate the police. It's making a goddamn sense to me, you know it doesn't. As long as we don't do anything, you know what that tell people? That you're okay with what they do. That's what it tells them, that you're okay with it. A study was done some years ago that said when things like this happen, most blacks will stay involved in this for about 4 or 5 months. After then, they forget about it and they go back to life, their normal life. That's why they put cases off for so long, give you time to simmer and let that kind of lay down a little bit. And then they quietly do what they want to do and put them back on the force. Even if they're not hired back in their county, they can go to the next one over and get a job. And that should change. That should change. The laws that govern police officers for executing unarmed black men, y'all don't think that needs to be addressed? That needs to be addressed. Because it may not have happened to you yet. But if you keep living, keep having children, I promise you, somebody that's listening today is going to happen to you. And I'm fed up. I'm not marching. I'm not walking, and I'm not praying. We have to come up with a new approach to what's going on today. The marching and the rallies and all that stuff, it was good in its day. But this is 2019. We must approach this in another way. We must make it so damn hard when a cop gets ready to pull his or her gun, they gonna think, oh, wait a minute, shit, I could go to jail, lost and change. Make sure you got them right. We have to get the police backed up into a corner to where, oh, shit, fuck up now. Lost and change. If we wrong, we gonna go to jail. And before we go to jail, we gonna be placed on leave, but we don't get no money. But as long as you make it easy for them and you make it comfortable for them, they will continue to execute. And I will continue to do videos such as this. And we will continue to see the Reverend Al Sharpton playing land here and playing land there. Because we're not doing enough. This is sad when you tell a grandmother and a mother and a fiance and 2 kids, your child's life, Mr. Clark's life, didn't mean a damn thing to society. Case closed. Go on with business as usual. And then you may go get a nigger and send a nigger out here to talk to black America to try to calm us down, and so we won't ride or we won't get violent with you or whatever. You want us to be peaceful? Why? If you want us to be peaceful, you got to try giving that your damn self. You can't come and ask us to be peaceful when you keep executing innocent, unarmed black men just because they was black and nearby. And then when they protest, they send the radical cops out there to stand up front to intimidate the protesters. To get a reason to spray them with the water hose, tase them, mace them, lock them up, or whatever. It'll be a peaceful protest till you send a police department out there in full military gear with tanks and shit. So how in the hell am I going to be peaceful now? You got something else on your damn mind. They do that on purpose. But they want you to be peaceful. Sometimes in order to get some peace in your life, you got to raise some hell. You might not agree with me, but I know you feel me just the same. Go look at the videos. The officers executed Mr. Clark just because they had a gun. As he went down, they continued to pump bullets in the right side of his back. And they left the scene, but they muted their body cams. Why would they do that? I don't know. Maybe they were saying some things that we don't need to hear. Maybe. We know he didn't have a gun. I know, man, shit. I just did. And it pisses me off. Don't email me. Don't come on my page with that bullshit about me cussing or whatever. If you don't like what I said, go somewhere else. I'm going to tell it like I feel it. I don't have a filter. Never did and I never will. I don't give you no sugar-coated shit cookies. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. We're going to have to start taking the blame if we don't get up and change the laws that protect killer cops. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. Again, my sincere condolences to the family of Mr. Clark. Dear Lord willing, creek don't rise. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.